Hello, my friends. This is Lamont Leonard, and you are watching Epic the Movement. Today is going to be a great day. I want to share some things with you that have to do with community. But before we get started, I'd like to encourage you that if you hear something that you like, you see something, you're hearing something that is helping you, please subscribe. Push the button down below. And if you want to know when we're coming on again, the times that are there, there's a button down there for you to push as well. So please subscribe. And with that, I want to begin to bring some empowerment, some encouragement to all of you. Today, I want to talk about the idea that community is very, very important. And if you're like me, you're always talking to people because you're in business or you have a group of people that have things in common with you, and you're trying to make sure that you succeed. But I'm here to say today, I want to encourage all of us to understand the importance of everyone being successful. And the way that happens is we learn how to utilize community, not just for ourselves. We a lot of times we operate in community and we talk about community as okay, this is my place, these are my people, and so forth and so on. I'm going to go to this meeting or whatever. But we go there with the anticipation that there's something there for us, and there should be something there for us. But let me encourage you to go to those meetings, to connect and to sit down and to talk with the people in your community from the standpoint that I'm here to add to, I'm here to give, I'm here to be a part of the solution. I've been in many groups where I've sat down and there may have been a project. At one point, I was working as on a community group within the city of LA. And it seemed like every time we had a meeting, everybody would bring up the problem. And we knew what the problem was before we got there. No one ever sat down and thought through some answers that they could bring to the meeting that might help solve the problem. But we always regurgitated the problem. Let me say this. All of us have the capacity, the ability to come up with answers or solve issues and problems. We may not have the whole answer, but if we put our little part in and everybody brings something to the table, then we can basically help one another be successful. You see, there's a difference between being a person in community. Community to me is when you have a group of people that are thinking in a certain direction. They all have different characteristics and different ideas, but they all have the same goal in mind, and that is to answer the question, to be able to bring some success to a situation. But when we come in with the idea that my idea is the better idea, I'm not going to listen to anybody else, you defeat the whole purpose of having community. Community is unity within a common space, unity within a common need, unity where we are engaged. We have different perspectives, but we are engaged together in coming up with solutions. Community can also be just for us to gather and encourage one another, and that means that we have to sit down and eat together and talk together and share together. You share your issue, I share my issue. We give answers to one another and we assist one another. It's very, very important. Let me share this part. Okay, here's the thing. Or perhaps you've heard of the law of sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, that is what you reap. If you plant a seed, an apple seed, you should get a apple tree, okay? Or if you're a big thinker like me, you're going to get a forest of apple trees, okay, from the seed. But if you give nothing, if you carry nothing into that community, then the community doesn't get what they need, and you don't get what you need. So we want to go in with the attitude that, you know what, I'm part of the community. I'm part of bringing answers. So make sure you take your part. make sure you be a person who is thinking ahead to solve the issues for others, and others will be there to solve issues for you. One of the other things that I would like to say as well is we have to get to the place where we recognize, we're not all by ourselves. There's a song that was written years ago called No Man is an Island. I believe the words go like this: No man is an island, no man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me, and each man's grief is my own. We need one another. So I, part of the group, will defend each man as my brother, each man as my friend. Can I encourage you to not be an island to yourself, but recognize that everybody in the group is part of the island? And that means that you are part of that group as well. So from now on, whether you're in business, whether you just have a family, it doesn't matter what it is you're involved in. Don't be just the networker that's going to the meeting to get something for you. Be the person who's going to the meetings to give something. In fact, give first so that you'll receive in a big way. Last thing, when I was working as a financial counselor for a Christian organization back in the 80s, I remember my first time having a consult with my first, how shall I say, counselee. And I remember sitting down wondering whether or not I was going to be able to really help her. And I didn't have any clients. But this lady came, and I was able to sit down and write out a budget for her and show her how to do it. And I never knew that I would ever see her again. In fact, I don't think I ever did see her. However, she was so thankful and grateful for what I was able to share with her that I got another person that came in, and she said, I want you to do for me what you did for that lady that was in there. She's a friend of mine, and she told me what you were able to do for her. Help me. So I did the same for her. Do you know, from that lady, I got 6, 7, 8 more people that came because of the word of a mouth from the person, from the person that heard about what I had shared with their friend. I'm saying, if you give without necessarily expecting a return, you give because it's your intention to help people, you will be blessed. I guarantee it. That's my time. It's me, C. Lamont Leonard. You've been listening to Epic the Movement. If you like what you heard, please subscribe down at the bottom. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful week.